Taoiseach, you say the household charge is liable, is due and it has to be paid, but many of your fellow party members and indeed members of Fine Gael have acknowledged that this is an unjust charge. It's another regressive tax from Labour and Fine Gael, and it punishes citizens for the failure of government and the greed of bankers and developers and corrupt politicians. And it especially, Taoiseach, targets those who are disadvantaged and those on low and middle incomes who are struggling to make ends meet. And it's very clear now that just 4 days before the deadline that you've just reiterated, that the majority of citizens reject the financial threats, the legal threats, the moral blackmail of this government. And this is a government, Taoiseach, which won't stand firm against the payment of the £3.1 billion promissory note, but can impose a succession of new taxes and charges on those who can least afford them, while all the time unemployment and emigration increases. Now, Taoiseach, is this the role of Labour in government? Are you going to pursue tens or perhaps hundreds of thousands of citizens when not one banker or crooked politician has faced due process? And is Labour so bereft, and is this government so bereft of ideas, that it cannot conceive of a reasonable alternative to the household charge? So let me give you one suggestion. Abandon the household charge and introduce a cap on wages in the public sector at 100,000. That would raise 265 million, 100 million more than envisaged by the household charge.
Thank you. Taoiseach.
Well, I know that Deputy Adams only shows up here at the odd time, so he's probably missed the statement that the Minister for Finance statement here last week, where he made it clear that the government intends that the promissory note issue will be settled by way of a long-term government bond, and that's something that we'll be returning to later. Deputy Adams describes the household charge as unfair. Not quite as unfair as the household charge that your own party administers in Northern Ireland. The average Northern Ireland annual household charge is £1,259 sterling. Sterling.
How much do you pay yourself, Gerry?
Sterling.
How much do you pay yourself? Tell us.
And in the
stand up and tell us how much do you pay yourself for that.
Sorry, through the chair. And that.
And that can mention the one up in Gotha Park.
That in the.
The one in Gotha Park.
That in the currency that Deputy Adams would like to put at risk is €1,428. And it was increased, indeed, Deputy Adams, by 2.5% by your own colleagues in the budget that was voted through. And in February 2012, Deputy Adams, February of this year, Deputy Adams, I see that there was another round of increases, some of them as high as 5.9%. So, Deputy Adams,
that's another country.
Deputy Adams, you were very quick to draw attention to what my party colleagues have had to say about the household charge. When your party colleagues bring the charge in Northern Ireland down to the level that it is in this state, then you can come in here and feel free to accuse us of being unfair.
That's the Queen. Deputy Adams, 1 minute, thank you.
Well, I see you totally avoided the question.
Absolutely.
And also, in terms of the the promissory note, I mean, you're going to pay the promissory note. It may take longer, but you're going to pay it because you haven't got the wherewithal to stand up for it. Now, also, you know all about currency, Taoiseach. You know all about publishing currency, printing currency, and so on and so forth. So, and in terms of the North, in terms of the North, your newfound interest in the North, and you know that you're not comparing like with like, but it would be a great boost to citizens there. You'd be better dealing, Taoiseach, with issues you might know something about. For example, breaches of government policy by the government. Taoiseach, you may have noticed that
Sorry, he may have noticed nothing. This is a supplementary question.
Well,
would you
I'm-
please put it? You have 1 minute and you have just 2 seconds left. Thank you.
Go on, Margaret. Go on,
Thank you.
Claudia.
We're not here for statements.
Well, according to the outgoing HSE head of human resources, up to 500 hospital consultants are earning substantially more than the 200,000 pay ceiling your government imposed last year for public service charges.
Deputy, I'd ask you to cooperate.
And some senior doctors take home as much as 400,000 euros of taxpayers' money. So, Taoiseach, what you are Taoiseach, I know you want it to be Taoiseach, but the people had a different view. What are you going to do about this? Would you apply government policy?
Sorry, that's a
stated
different
policy of this
question
government,
altogether. Would you
and
please?
you will save over 50 million a year. And will you pursue these consultants?
Sorry,
with the
Deputy.
same
Deputy, that's an entirely different issue. Will you please?
towards the 100
I'd ask you to respect
euro
the chair,
household
please.
charge?
Thank you.